abnormal bleeding. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for any bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
Eliquis, the #1 cardiologist-prescribed blood thinner. Ask your doctor if Eliquis is what's next for you.
I am in so much debt.
$62,710.31.
SoFi allowed me to refinance all of my loans to one low interest rate and affordable monthly payment.
And I just feel like there's an end in sight now and that my debt doesn't define me anymore.
SoFi is helping me get my money back.
It's our expectation that until soldiers are called home, we don't think that soldiers should be in the nation's capital patrolling or policing streets. We've made that formal request to the White House. We have no desire to have any soldier out on the street, but D.C. residents can't pay their bills.
All right, Washington, D.C., Muriel Bowser, not a fan of the National Guard in her district here. She apparently told to go to another hotel, the Utah National Guard, that was there to help out in the district. Her staff explains that was a budget issue. It was not a personal slight meant to the National Guard, even though she has said that it isn't necessary in the district and the president should not have called them in. Senator Lindsey Graham is with us right now. Senator, what do you think of that and the role of the National Guard and what it plays? If, let's say, a mayor or a governor or others, even though she's unique here and the first one to say, no, we don't need them. What do you think of that?
Well, I think our National Guard is a blessing to the nation. These are citizen soldiers. They've left Utah and South Carolina to come up here to D.C. to try to help keep order. They've been guarding monuments, been washing off some pretty grotesque graffiti on our monuments in town. This is the center of America's government. I've got good news. I just talked to the National Guard Bureau Chief, General Lungell, with Senator Mike Lee. All of our National Guard soldiers will be in hotels tonight in the District of Columbia. I don't know what happened with the housing issue, but I'm going to get to the bottom of it. But to the people of Utah and South Carolina who have family members up here, they're going to be housed tonight. They're going to be well taken care of, and I'm going to go visit the South Carolina National Guard troops deployed to D.C. Since 9/11, they've done wars, they've done hurricanes and floods, and now civil unrest. They're the best bang for your buck in DOD's budget, the National Guard.
You know, Senator, the National Guard is one thing, troops are another. When you talk about sending in the military, there had been some concern when the president raised the possibility of the Insurrection Act that would allow him to bring, soldiers into some of these trouble spots. His own defense secretary thought that was a bad idea. Then, of course, you have his former defense secretary, Jim Mattis, ripping him for dividing the country, being a divisive figure. Other former military types have been saying much the same. What do you think of all of that?
Well, the Insurrection Act has been used in the past, but it should be our last resort. We do not in this nation routinely use the military to deal with domestic matters. We have the Posse Comitatus Act that prohibits the active duty military from engaging in domestic law enforcement. But the Insurrection Act has been used. Bush 41 used it with the Rodney King riots. But I don't think it's a good idea to use it unless you have to, because we don't want our military getting involved in domestic matters. The countries that routinely use the military to enforce the will of the government, that hurts the image of the military. So I think right now there's no need for the Insurrection Act, but it has been used and it should be the last resort. The National Guard is a different creature, and I think that's the right way to go.
What did you think of the president's comments on Secretary Mattis to say that, I fired him, Barack Obama fired him, he's kind of an overrated general, I'm paraphrasing here. What did you think of that?
Well, I think General Mattis has earned every star that he's got, all four of them, and I've known him for years, and I generally agree with him. I appreciate his service, but I think to lay the blame at President Trump's feet for the division in this nation is a pretty short-sighted view of it. What about New York? What about the disorder in all the major cities from lack of support of the police? This was a divided nation before President Trump got elected. In 1968, major cities were burning down, and there was no Antifa, and there was no Donald Trump. So we've got problems in this country, but I would say that generally speaking, President Trump's economy reached everybody. African American families had the best economy in my lifetime. So did Latino community have a good economy. I hope we can restore that. So this idea of blaming Trump for everything is fashionable, but I think incorrect.
All right, Senator Lindsey Graham, thank you, sir, very, very much. Good catching up with you. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. When we come back, you remember as an NFL great, I'm talking about Jack Brewer, of course, but it's his business and his concern about other businesses that are getting caught up in this storm of protests that worries him. Not so much for his own, but so many others.
Introducing Tide Power Pods.
With cat and net. That is such a large load. Don't the stains sneak through? New Tide Power Pods can clean that whole situation. It's like 2 regular Tide Pods and then even more power. Even the largest of loads get clean. It's got to be Tide.
Dear Freshpet, Tank was overweight and had no energy until Freshpet put the puppy back in my dog.
Do it. You dare. I don't think so. It's okay, big fella. We're gonna get through this together. Nice trip, Robbie. When you bundle home and auto insurance through Progressive, you get more than just a big discount. I'm gonna need you to leave. You get relentless protection.
When it comes to longevity, who has the highest percentage of its vehicles still on the road today? Subaru. When it comes to best overall value, who does IntelliChoice rank #1? Subaru. And when it comes to safety, who has more 2020 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus 1 vehicles? More than Toyota, Honda, and Hyundai combined? Subaru. It's easy to love a car you can trust. It's easy to love a Subaru. Get 0% APR financing for 63 months on select Subaru models, now through June 30th.
As business moves forward, we're all changing the way things get done. Like how we redefine collaboration, how we come up with new ways to serve our customers and deliver our products. But no matter how things change, one thing never will. You can rely on the people and the network of AT&T to help keep your business connected.
Outrage across America.
They are back on the streets to create more anarchy and havoc.
Sean breaks down the latest with analysis from his All-Star lineup tonight on Hannity.
You guys are going to try to work together.
Work together? What is the point of this?
You're the worst host I've ever worked with. Not gonna drive any of this cool stuff.
No, none of this.
What?
Jeff, you gotta call me back. Jeff, come back here.
You really kind of an old softy. Welcome to Jay Leno's Garage, everyone. This is not a garage.
Jay Leno's Garage, all new Wednesdays, 10 Eastern. CNBC, get yours.
Look, unauthorized guests.
잠깐만 방송할게요.
아니 엄마